So when I start off and talk about cookware, I try to tell them that we do have 3 different types of cookware, and actually with the rock crop it's 4, but we've done a lot of training on that, so we're going to kind of not talk much about that tonight. But I tell them we do have 3 different types of cookware, and I always want to tell them, in addition to the features, I want to tell them why that feature benefits them, because they don't care what it's made of, and they don't care about, what temperature it's good to, unless they know why that matters, why that's important. So when I start, I usually tell them that all of our cookware has the glass tempered lids, which are safe up to 400 degrees, which means it can go in the oven. Now what's the other benefit of glass lids?
You can see through them.
You can see through them, and why is that important?
So you don't know the lid and this thing comes out.
Exactly, because every time you open a lid to check what's going on in your pot, you're changing the cooking dynamics. So that's always a great tip to give, because people love to hear good little cooking tips. And I talk about the handles, how they are riveted on and not screwed, so the handles are not going to come loose and fall apart. And some of them have the silicone handles. They will not get hot on the cooktop. They will stay cool, which is great because you don't have to always scramble around for a pot holder. And then all of the handles also have the little hose at the end, so if they want to hang them up on a cooking rack, a pot rack or something, they can. So then I'll go into all the different types. So I always start with stainless, and I tell them that our stainless does have a lifetime warranty. It's heat resistant up to 500 degrees, which means it can go in the oven, but it can also go under the broiler. And stainless is mostly for people that want to saute meats, sear meats, deglaze a pan, make a sauce. It creates a fond, and the fond is the little particles of meat that once you add a liquid to a seared meat pan, it kind of caramelizes that meat, and it really is great in gravies and sauces. All of our pots, except for the saute pans, do have measurements on them as well, so that's really important. They don't have to always take out an extra measuring cup. And the stainless are dishwasher safe. It's the only one of our cookwares that are dishwasher safe, other than the rock pot now, of course, but the other 2, the white ceramic and the nonstick, are not dishwasher safe. So I always want to tell people, if you have a family that you're always going to just abuse pots and just throw them in the dishwasher, then that's what you need. You need to get the stainless. Our stainless also heats more evenly and faster than other cookware. So that's important because they can get in and out of the kitchen faster. And then their food doesn't burn because our pots, the bottoms and the sides, heat evenly all the way around. So you don't burn food, you don't have hot spots where one side gets hotter than the other, one side is burned and the other side is not cooked properly. And then it has a satin finish, so while it's not a non-stick, the satin finish does make for a real easy cleanup on our stainless, which is different, again, from a lot of other stainless pots. And then I move on to the executive, the non-stick. Again, the silicone handles and all. Heat resistant to 400 degrees, so oven safe, not broiler, but oven. And our non-stick has a DuPont autograph tube non-stick finish. So you need to make sure that people realize that this is not Teflon, because there is so much bad press about Teflon these days. You need to make sure people realize this is not Teflon. This is not going to scrape off if it's cared for properly. That finish will not come off. Again, a lifetime warranty. So if something happens to it, they can get it replaced. But you do want to make sure that they realize that it is not the Teflon and it is not the nonstick finish that releases the carcinogens. Again, hand wash, no dishwasher. It does have very even heat distribution. And it has the no drip rim, so when you're pouring sauces and all out of it, it's dripless pouring, which is great. It is made of hard anodized aluminum and titanium. The important thing about that is really important for durability. So some of the other non-stick pots on the market are like really lightweight and they just kind of fall apart real easily. Ours are very sturdy and they will last a long, long time. And then I move on to the ceramic. It has a 3-year warranty. It is, again, heat resistant to 400, so oven safe. The white interior is great because you can see how your food is cooking in the pot. Sometimes in a dark pot, if you have like a dark gravy or sauce in a dark pot, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. So with the white finish on the bottom of the pot, it's really easy to see how the food is cooking. The easy release surface on the ceramic pot makes for easy cleanup. It's budget friendly, a little lower price than our other 2 lines of cookware. And all the pieces in the white ceramic are available open stock. So that's important because sometimes people really only need 1 pot or 2 pots and they don't really want to buy a whole set. And it's very lightweight, so it's great for maybe older people or people that you know, maybe have arthritis or carpal tunnel or some other issues and really just can't handle real heavy cookware. It's very lightweight, so it's just great. It is actually an aluminum core and it has a ceramic coating on it. The aluminum is important because, again, it deals with even heating, and the ceramic makes for the easy cleanup. So when I'm talking to specific customers about cookware, I try to find out how they cook. So if you see someone whose eyes are glazing over when you're talking about searing meat and deglazing a pan, you're probably not going to sell them stainless cookware. They're probably going to want something more in the nonstick or the white ceramic. What I like to do is recommend a set of cookware based mostly on how they cook, so either a large or small set in either the stainless or the nonstick, and then maybe a couple of other pieces of the other, you know, one or two of the other types of cookware. For example, I mostly cook in stainless. I do sear meats, I do some sauces, I do, you know, spaghetti, lots of gravies, and lots of Italian stuff, so I like stainless the best. However, I love the nonstick and I love the white ceramic for eggs, for like grilled sandwiches, for sauteing vegetables. So I have a little bit of everything in my kitchen because I really use all different types. But again, I mostly stick with the ceramics. So once you find out how they cook, that's how you can kind of guide them on what pieces of cookware they might need. You know, find out if they have a large family, they want the large skillet. If it's just two of them, you know, maybe they don't need a big 12-inch skillet. Maybe they can do a 10-inch skillet instead. So I just kind of try to find out what they need, how they cook in their kitchen, what their family is like, and that's how I can help guide them into more cookware, what kind of cookware they want. Now, there is a wealth of information on cookware on the beta site. So if you go on that beta site and you go under the Training and Resources tab, and it says Product Training, Cookware Selling Guide, and there are a bunch of videos and little transcripts and just, you know, 4 or 5 pages of information on the different types of cookware with a lot of what I've said tonight, but a couple of little additional things if you want to really brush up on it and, you know, just kind of review. It's very, very helpful. The other thing that I do when we have it in a sale month, so for 60% off, is I made up this little chart, and Cindy, you can email this out to everybody.
Okay.
Because what I did was, you know, on the host information forms, it comes out with the retail value and what they pay. So what I did is I added a third column for the savings. Because if you can tell them, okay, you can get this 12-inch covered skillet, it was $229, you get it for $91.60, that's a savings of $137.40. Almost the savings is more than they're paying for it. So it really makes an impact on what they're, you know, what they want to spend and what it looks like in terms of how much the sale is. So I did this, and Cindy can email this out to all of you so you can kind of have a little cheat sheet, and I'll just pass one around so you all can take a look at it for now.
Those are the pieces that are on sale.
These are the November, so all the different, all the way from the open stock, all the categories, including the rock rocks and the large sets as well. So, all right, does anybody have any questions?
Do you do that presentation at every show just like that? Or do you?
I probably should, but I don't necessarily do it in quite as much detail. But I do talk about cookware at every show, whether I'm using it or not. I may not go into quite that much detail, but I do go over the basics. I do tell them all our cookware is oven safe. I do tell them it all has glass lids. I do tell them the lifetime warranties on the 2 different types of cookware. I tell them kind of the basics about it, the even heating and stuff. But I might not go into quite that much detail. But yeah, definitely talk about cookware at every show, whether or not you're using it. And even on the website, there's that. Have you guys ever seen that ice cube trick that you can do in the cookware?
Yes.
So that's on the website. You can kind of watch a little video and how she talks about how she does that. So another tip I'll sometimes give is that sometimes if you forget to take something out for dinner, if you put like a steak or some chops or something in a piece of our cookware at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, it'll be pretty much defrosted by the time you're ready to cook it.
Is it a heat transfer?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Or burgers, like patties. I mean, not a big thick thing, but
Now you take the saute pan that we used tonight, which it comes in everybody's kit.
Right.
Put an ice cube in it, and it'll start melting
it'll start
immediately.
melting immediately.
That's what I was
And all the way along the sides as well.
Just sitting.
Yeah.
I mean, you can actually take it from the freezer, put it in your somebody's like this, just put it in the thing and it'll start melting. It is amazing.
And then you'll be able to even feel it go like up the sides, and so that's how you
Yeah.
know if it heats or cools evenly.
Right.
Either way.
Okay, here we go. We got 2 ice cubes.
Okay.
Okay, so I put the bigger ice cube in the pan, and I put the smaller ice cube in the glass bowl. This is because you all have a prep bowl and a little saute pan. And what it's literally doing, it is pulling the cold. It's absorbing the cold out of the ice. And that demonstrates how well this pan absorbs heat and how it holds the heat. And so what you can do, and I think Sally's right, I wouldn't go into that much detail. It's more, what is this cookware going to do for your customers in their kitchen that's going to sell it for you? But this is already getting really, really cold. And this is a big pan. It does better with the small pan, but you will feel the cold starting to run up the sides of the pan too, because it heats all the way up the pan.
In the demo, it actually frosts online.
You know, so this is a great one. Look at this one; it's barely starting to melt, and this one's almost completely melted. And this was the bigger one. Okay, this one's still sitting there, just beginning to melt, and this one's pretty much gone. Okay, so this is a great way to just do a quick little demo. Feel the size of the pan. Feel how it's starting to get cold just from that one little teeny piece of ice. That wasn't even a full-size ice cube.
Yeah.
There's and it demonstrates how the
And that's what you want to do too. You want to let them feel it.
sides.
You want to like pass it around like that and let them feel it.
You guys
and
want to
see
feel
it.
it?
There's also the
burning a caramel on the bottom of your skillet.
Yes, or a piece of cheese.
Cheese or
Yes.
something, and if you just
Put
put
that
like
little
when
ice
your
cube.
people are getting there, you put
Yeah.
I did caramels because they're easy to have individually
Right.
wrapped
Right.
in your small skillet on the stove and let it brown and start to blacken and turn it off and ask them how long it would take for them to clean their cookware. They had that in there. Most of them said throw it away.
Right.
You just take a paper towel and wipe it right out.
Yep. We still have ice over here in the prep bowl. We still have ice. Okay, so it's a very cool little trick when you're not cooking with cookware to really show people and make an impression with this cookware.
Anybody else have any questions?